Comfy clothes are the best. If you're going to the park with your little one, comfy clothes. If you're going to the supermarket, comfy clothes. They are the best. The only thing is that you can get into the habit of wearing it every day, but I love being comfy. And I have this stretchy fabric, this knit, that I think it could be a lovely bodycon sort of dress. These dresses are really fashionable right now, and I think for spring it's going to be quite fun. I'm going to do it with just 2 rectangles of fabric that are going to measure my chest contour. And then if at the waistline we see it's a bit loose, we can always take it in a little bit, so it's not difficult to do. And I'm going to do it with a Bardot neckline, and then of course 2 openings, 2 slits on the side, so you can walk easily. And to trace the pattern, I only took my bust contour measurement, although if you had wider hips, you can take that measurement because it's the only one you're going to need for tracing the 2 rectangles of fabric. And to trace the pattern, you just need your bust contour, and then on top of that, trace what is going to be the armhole area by tracing a quarter of a circle of 5 centimeters. Of course, I won't be able to tell you how much this remnant was because I got it ages ago and I hadn't used it, but you can stay with me until the end so I can tell you how long it took me to make. And if you like this kind of content, consider subscribing because I upload twice a week and that way you don't miss anything. I'm going to need 2 pieces for my dress and 1 for the neckline, and sewing the dress rises together until the slit, which I'm going to hem. I'm going to do the same with the armholes, and then the neckline needs to be folded to make a circle and so sandwich it to the dress. And now the shoulder neckline. I really love this sort of necklines. I think shoulders look good on anybody, so just have a go. And for that I'm going to use the remaining bit I have. Again, I'm not an expert on stretchy fabric. I'm going to measure it with this instead of with my measuring tape, so I see how stretchy it is and how it will fit. I think it's okay. So this is 94 centimeters long. So I'm going to use this and fold it and in 15 centimeters. So it's going to be a big square of 30 centimeters. Then I'm going to fold so I make a ring. I know that from the hip down, the width of the dress is going to be okay. So now that I'm sitting at the machine, I can sew the slits and the hemline. And for the slits, it's really easy because you just need to open the seam, the seam, and stitch all around it, leaving the needle in when you want to turn and reinforcing the top so it doesn't rip. And then when you go down, you can finish the hemline by folding only once, because this material does not fray at all. So I can do that, and I'm going to do all of this with a straight stitch because it's not going to stretch. I mean, the hemline, because it's open, is just 2 flaps, so it's not going to be stretching. It doesn't need that movement. The hemline and the slits are looking good, and now that this is done, I can try it on. Let's see how it fits. And of course I knew I will have to take it in because it's too wide, it's too loose, way too loose on my waistline and chest area as well. So that's the thing with stretchy fabrics. You don't know how stretchy they're going to be. You don't know if they'll be comfortable or not, if they're going to lose the color, if they're going to like sort of stretch too much and you don't want it like that. So just try it on, and after that, well, just realize that you're not wasting any material because you are cutting the wider bit for yourself. So just take into account that. Cut the widest bit you're going to need. For example, for me it's hips, but maybe you have more bust. So just cut that, and then it's a matter of taking it in, making the S shape or doing what you need to do. It's just, I'm not comfortable sewing knits and stretchy fabrics. I much rather sew a zip. Now that I know that this is right, I'm going to cut the armhole area again, because when I took it in, I lost a bit of the armhole. So I'm going to just trace it again, cut it so I can sew it. Just folding once, and taking into account is a curve. So I'm going to pivot it so I don't lose the shape. So it doesn't lose the shape, not me. Well. If you want to trace a more accurate pattern than me, you're going to need 3 measurements: your bust contour, your waistline contour, and then your hip contour. And how do you place these measurements on a pattern? You're going to need the distance between your bust and your waistline, and then the same between your waistline and your hip. So that way you can place the 3 measurements properly and not have any problems at all. And to make these measurements into a pattern, you just need to place them, making sure the distance are okay, and make the center clear so you can place the measurements there and they are centered to the top. And you can add the length you like. And now the shoulder necklines that I'm going to fold so I make a ring. And now the top, I'm going to place it. It doesn't have to be right sides together or anything like that because it's double the fabric. So I'm going to just put it in and sandwich the front and back of the dress. So I'm not sure about what I'm doing. I think this is the best option for me right now because I'm not sure if if I sew the front and then I try to sew the back by hand, I don't know if that will be strong enough or if I'll rip it when putting it on. So I'm going to do it like this. You won't see the seam either way because you fold it down, so I think it's going to look okay. The only thing is that this fabric sort of curls in, so it's a bit messy to work with in that sense. Good thing is that it doesn't fray. Well, and with this, we're finished. So this is it. I quite like it. I love it. I love the design. I love this kind of neckline. I think it's really nice. And as you can see, because it's quite tight, you can wear it asymmetrical, just pulling your arm out, because you won't see the armhole area because it's covered by the neckline. So it's quite good as well. I really like it. It's really comfy. I think the neckline could have been a bit looser. It's a bit tight, but it's not uncomfortably tight. It's okay. And then the rest is just fine. I had to try it on twice to make it a bit tighter here on the waistline. But even though you cut it a bit and you sew a bit more, you're not wasting fabric, because what you're cutting is the widest bit of your body, in my case my hips. So that's the amount, and then you can figure out how to do it. You have to try it on. So I think I quite like it. So let me know down in the comments what you thought, if you like this kind of project, and any tips you have about knits and stretchy fabrics and lycras, because I can't. I did it, but it took me a little while. Only in under 2 hours you can have it done though, so it's quite easy. So I leave you a link here with everything, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye. Are you still recording?
Yeah.